What's going on, Immortals and Shadows? Bishy here again, coming at you with another Necromancer build guide. So today, the build I'm going to bring you today is kind of an all-rounder build. I like using it for bounties and stuff at the moment. So I recently just got myself a chip of the stone flesh, and that's what makes this build possible. I couldn't run this build before because it wasn't really that great without the chip of the stone flesh. So let's just get straight into it. The greens, okay, so I'm running a 4-piece Grace set, and I'm running a 2-piece Vithu set. So Grace set because we're doing a lot of continual damage, and the Vithus so that we can extend our Wraith to go a little bit longer. Okay, so for the oranges, the head, we're going to be using the Malacluse, right, to make our bone spikes into a pit of spikes, dealing continual damage. For the chest piece, we're going to be using Wondrous Underworld, the new chest piece that drops from Hell 8 only, which makes it when we go into Wraith form, it conjures 2 other Wraiths that bounce off, it says in random directions. It seems to usually be to the left and right of you, or to a 45-degree angle in front of you to the left and right. But I've had it do a couple weird things, so I guess it is random. Okay, for the shoulders, we're going to be using Surgeon Stillness, so that our corpse explosion will turn into these cool spiders that kind of heat seek on nearby enemies, and that's really quite fun. For the legs, we're going to be using Proximal Fear, so when we go into Wraith, anything we hit, we're going to fear up, and which is then, with our chip of the stone flesh, is going to curse them into place and do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Alright, for the weapon, we're going to be using Thrashjaw, so Grim Scythe will throw forward into us. There's a big scythe that throws in front of us, pushes enemies backwards, and also deals continual damage. Alright, so, and here's the chip of the stone flesh here, see? So when you cause an enemy total loss of control, you inflict an explosive curse upon them. When the curse expires, the enemy will explode for 45% of all damage taken during its duration. Alright, so once you curse these things up, the enemies, you want to be causing them damage so that that curse will explode with a lot more damage, right? And I'll show you how we take good use of that in a second. Alright, now for the offhand, we're going to be using Spite Fetter, which is going to make Soulfire have a 25% chance to explode on hit, creating that burning, that continual damage. Alright, so skills, as we said just before, Wraith form, Bone Spikes, Corpse Explosion, Grim Scythe, and Soulfire. So let's get into a bit of gameplay and show you how it goes. I like to push them back, drop some spikes, and then fear them up. Alright, and then afterwards you can hit the corpses and they'll fly out and get whatever's left. So that way then, see, we're pushing them back, that's creating corpses for our corpse explosion, right? But then once we push them back, they're kind of stunned for a second, we can drop our spikes on them, and then when we fear them, see, they get cursed into place from the chip of the stone flesh, and then if we've got the spikes underneath them, that's instantly dealing a bunch of damage to them, which is going to increase the amount of that the damage from the explosion from the chip of the stone flesh. So you can also sit there and fear them up first, drop some spikes, and then push the scythe into them, and then they just explode. We got Seeping Bile as well as Volatility Shard, creating extra explosions on kill every so often, which just helps blow everything up, and then we can just sit there and mash the spiders. I mean, how cool is that ability? Like, that's really cool, right? So check it. Push them back, drop some spikes, fear them up, explode. I mean, how fun is that, guys? This is a really fun build. And I mean, any of you that have been watching my videos from now, you know I'm not the biggest fan of summons when playing in Necromancer. I like to be a little bit more hands-on with what I'm doing and get in there. Yeah, look, fear them all up. Boom. Look at that. How cool is that, guys? So I did say it is a bit of an all-rounder build, alright? So let's just hit a challenge rift and show you what it's like in the challenge rift, where you can get surrounded by a little bit more mobs with a little bit more health, and you can kind of do a little bit more cool stuff. Alright, let's get into it. Just had to take an extra second there, make sure that I was in Vanquisher. Don't want to make that mistake, people. Definitely don't want to make that mistake. Alright, so let's get these blues. And you can just see how many monsters it fears up. It's just... let's try and get a big pack up going. Look at the Wraith go out everywhere. Pop the corpses. Look at that. Now the one thing this build does lack a little bit is the single target DPS. So I mean, I wouldn't take this build in to do Halicree raid bosses. I wouldn't solo dungeon with it, just because I think you'll take a bit too long on the bosses. But definitely group dungeon play is fine. Anything else like running bounties and stuff, Elder Rifts, lair hunting. Not for PvP. I do have a build that I will be showing in the next few days, utilizing this new chess piece for PvP, but not this one. As you see, when we get to the boss here, it's going to take us just a little bit on the boss. There we go. So as you can see, you know, it wasn't the fastest boss kill. I'm definitely over the CR for this challenge rift, so, but still did really well. Great at cleaning up packs, especially when you hit that Wraith and you see those two Wraiths go out. You know, just imagine you fill up the whole screen with monsters and you hit that and everyone gets feared and everyone gets cursed into place. It's a beautiful sight, I will not lie. So there you go, nice little quick Necromancer build there, bit of an all-purpose one. Hope you enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it, and you know, if you do, you know, the same old usual, like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of crap. Anyways,